So glad everyone came for a little hike down here on this gorgeous day. And let's start just with the roller across under your scapula. To lean back into it, for the support right near the base of your shoulder blades. You set, be grounded about 4 to 5 inches apart, and support your head with your hands, interwoven or just overlapping. And then we'll arch back so the tail curls up, and then as you go back with the head look behind you, the tail comes down. So you're in an arch back, both ends of your spine. And you curl the tail up as you pick the head up. Look down your nose into your navel as you pull the elbows in and together. Aim for that navel here too. And then we'll start to bring your gaze across the room, up the walls of the ceiling and behind you. Feel the waist lift and the tail sink. And really let the elbows fall open and down, your head hangs back. Just be sure you have enough support with your hands around the skull. And then you float the head up. Use your hands to tip the head forward, easing the neck. And we sink the waist down like you're hammocking your belly into your back. And we're going to arch the spine here like a bridge. Wait for the stretch of your rib cage, the stretch of the abdominal wall. The skin as well as the muscles should stretch. And then exhale up. Soften the front of the throat. Let the front of the body sink into the back of the body. Curl the tail up and really feel that stretch by your sacrum. And we inhale to go back, arch the spine here, get a nice massage into that upper shoulder area, and then exhale forward, chin to chest, look down, aim your elbows down in towards the navel here as well, and one more time to arch. Just enjoying the flexibility of your spine, and exhale forward again. Now keeping your hips grounded, we rock to one side and then to the other. As you twist to the right, your left hip is heavy. And vice versa, as you twist to the left, your right hip stays grounded. You can experiment with different positions of your gaze to feel how that affects the stretch in your neck. You're solidly planted into your mat here. See if you go far enough to maybe get a little bit of that armpit, like definitely the lat, the back edge of the armpit. Should that into it from the roller into it. Right. Yeah, go that far. Because often the lat is one of the muscles that really needs a little extra. Do one more to the left. So you finish it up. And then carry back to center. Push down through your feet, lift the hips up, and roll from the top of the shoulders, but not the neck, to the base of the rib cage. As the knees go forward over your toes, you lift the hips, use your glutes, and hang your head back. Just giving yourself maximum pressure into this muscle release. And then as you push away from your feet, you flex the spine after I curl, and come down only to the base of the rib cage. And we're going up and down along that part of the thoracic spine where the ribs connect in. And push, pull with your legs. And one more time back up into flexion. You can lower the hips, maybe roll forward a little bit, because the roller gradually sinks back closer and closer to your head. And here, let's go back and sort of center it right at the tip of the blades. And lift your hips here, rotate to your right, and go up and down along the scapula. Just at 5 to 7 inches. You could change the angle a little bit to find the outer edge, and then also the inner edge. Just see where you might be having some tension here, and really sink into it, press into it with your body pushing down into the roller, and the roller pushing up into your body. And then we can come back through center to the other side. Hips stay elevated, so you're really working into the hamstrings and glutes. Play back and forth here, maybe change the angle a bit. You also really go down at the head and up onto the very top part of the shoulder blade. And then maybe go back to revisit a place that needed a little extra help. Or if it all needs help, yeah, just center and go back and forth there. And then we can lower the hips down. So we'll push this aside and grab the ball. I'm going to take this under the sacrum and just do a little bit of tuck and arch. So the thing about doing that tuck and arch is that you're not going to lift off the ball with your pelvis, but you're going to press down into the one side so it forms like a wedge. And then you go down on the other side and the wedge is going to like lift, so to lower and lift your waistline actually as you lift and lower the tail. So just see if you can find a place where it's comfortable. Like, it's a big fused area here near the base of your spine. You've got about 3 to 5 fused vertebrae there. And let's lift your hips up, take the ball underneath. And of course, you try to be centered. And it might just feel good here to like settle into it. I'm going to lift my arms up so that you can see if you need a little extra help. But first, we're going to press the waist down, the tail goes up, and feel how the ball narrows closer to your waist and gets higher. It kind of puffs up closer to your heels, right? And then as you go into the arch back, the tail drops, the arch of your back increases, and the bulge of the ball comes towards your waistline. The wedge edge of the ball is down towards your heels. So just go back and forth. You exhale as you tuck, pressing the waist towards the ground, and inhale as you arch, lifting the waistline high. And then you can also use your arms to help you get more mobility in your spine. So as you arch, you can roll a little bit to the outer part of your arms, so a little external rotation, and push the top of the shoulders down and into the surface of the mat. And then as you go into flexion, pulling the tail up, roll slightly through the upper arm internally and let the top of the shoulders pull up and slightly towards each other, narrowing the front of the chest and widening the blades. So as you go to the outer arm into extension, the blades pull together underneath you, and that helps you lift the sternum, lift the heart, and go wider across the rib cage here. And then we're going to pull the waist down, the tail up. So this is the pelvic tuck. And you roll a little bit internally with the arms, the palms stay grounded. And then as you arch, sinking the tail, you pull the blades together, you lift the chest, you lift the waistline, you sink the tail. So make this a full spinal movement, but you do have to, at some point, to get the best mobility in the spine, think about really mobilizing the shoulder blades as well. That's it. You can probably feel as you arch, you feel the stretch in the abdominal wall. It's actually like your jaw all the way to your tail. And then think of that whole line knitting together as you flex, the tail going up and the pelvic tuck and the waist sinking down. You're rolling inward with the arms there. All right, and then just come back floating on top of the ball. Hopefully that felt good. Like maybe just wiggle a little bit here, massage out the sacral area, particularly the joints around the edges of it. And now we're going to tip from side to side. So we're just going to do part of what is called the pelvic clop here. So what we just did, the tuck to arch, brought you down at the base of your sternum, which would be 12, and 6 would be the tail sinking towards the ground. So now we're going to be taking your hands to your waist. The left hand rests on 3, and the right hand rests on 9. And think of rotating the spine like around its own central axis so that 9 tips down and 3 tips up and around. And it's like you're a cylinder or like a bottle that's spinning on its own axis. Now lower 3 and lift 9. Now this doesn't really, it will move the legs slightly, but we're trying to keep the knees pointing generally straight up to the ceiling. So it's not a knee sway. It's more stabilizing the legs without force, right? So there may be a little bit of movement, but what we're really trying to do is get the pelvic girdle to spin around the femur heads here. So as 9 goes down, 3 lifts up, and across the body sort of, and 9 goes under the body a little bit. And then we're going to make 3 circle down and underneath you as 9 comes up and curves around the top of your body here. So just doing this cylinder spinning on its axis here from your head to your tail. You can probably feel a little bit of stretch even in your neck as we get the thoracic spine to spiral. And definitely a weight shift in your feet as well. And then come back to center. That's just a little taste of the pelvic flop. We may do more of it another time, but for today, that's just a good start. So now arms long at your side and pull both knees into your chest. So you're balanced here on the ball. It's a little unsteady. You can feel it wants to rock slightly, and that's okay. So we're going to extend the legs up towards the ceiling. And here go into a scissor swing. So let's bring the right leg back and the left leg forward. And then switch the legs as you inhale. And switch the legs as you exhale. Now, if you want to feel more core, we would have less connection along the arms and the hands into the mat, right? So you might just go up onto your fingertips. You might be on your palm. You might be on your forearm and your hand, whatever you need to see if you can find a spot where you're getting some work into the center of your body and not just into your legs, as good as that feels in itself. So switch for 1 and switch again. Could even try hands free, arms free if you want it. So you get the internal support to hold you balanced here on a ball. And then fingers or some support into the ground with both legs up to the ceiling. Exhale and rotate. And let's pull both legs apart. Side split. And exhale together. I feel like this is harder than doing it on the roller because the ball can roll in any direction, right? So you can wiggle in any possible way off the ball. Hands down, or if you want to think about maybe just having your elbows down and your fingers reaching up to the ceiling, you have like still less connection to the floor. Or, this is really interesting, you can try lifting the hands up and just feel your shoulder blades grounded like little arms. And take the legs apart and pull them together here. So you can see it's really important that you work equidistant from center here. Everyone, really good job. That's going to be trickier to do one leg at a time out to the side, so I would bring your hands down and let's see. So externally rotate and let the right leg go out to the side. You put more weight into the right arm and more weight into the left hip. And then you exhale and pull that leg up really slowly. Feel the work in the leg, but also the work in the rest of your body. Now we can move the right leg up and take the left leg sideways. It's like I'm really anchoring that left arm down to push the ground away so that I don't tip to that side. And exhale, pull it up. Slowly so you're not just bouncing back. And here we go again, right leg draws an arc with the toes from the ceiling out to the side wall. And then press with both arms, pull the leg up, breathe out completely. And again, left leg sideways. Tracing it like you're tracing the toes down a rainbow, and then exhale, push into the ground to pull up with the leg. And let's do one more set of these. So left leg is vertical, right leg sideways, and that perfect arc. And then exhale, lengthen up to the foot. See if you can find a little bit more reach to the toes, paint the ceiling above you, and now you're still lifted through the foot, but sinking into the ball. And then we exhale to pull the left leg up, take your time. Okay, very good. Now here, bicycle, so one knee pulls in, the other leg reaches out and long. Try to slide the toes across the mat before you pull the leg in close to your chest, and then lift the shin of the foot up and over your shoulder, at least in that direction. Try to find the biggest length out of the hip that you possibly can. And then when you're ready, reverse. Touch the ground, lift up, and then slide the other foot forward across the floor and up towards the ceiling. Sure to feel it stretching the back of your leg as you lift the leg up and behind you. Okay, and then both knees in. Let's here tap the right toes down, and then switch the legs. And then see, can you flip the arms at your side? And hold your pelvis steady on the ball. I think it would be easier to have the arms out to the side in a T, right? And more difficult to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Great. And then knees up in the air, feet up in the air. Frog position, heels glued together, toes about 4 inches apart. Push up and away. Go in a long diagonal enough to feel your core, and then exhale, pull the heels in towards your tail. So you push up and out and reach. The higher you go, maybe you'll get the stretch in the hamstring. The lower you go, you'll get more work into your core with the psoas strengthening to support the legs, and also the abdominal wall strengthening to hold the pelvis steady. So shoot the legs out like a wall, a beam of light, and stretch them as far as you can to the far wall before you exhale and drag them back in. Squeeze the legs towards each other, keep the connection as you do this. Let's sit together and then pull apart as you frog them in. And one more time like this. Pull in. And now let's take the legs up in the air. Parallel feet, parallel legs. And again, you choose how much connection you have through your arms through your hands into the ground. We're going to open the feet about 4 to 6 inches apart and press them forward and down. Exhale, close the thighs to close the feet and bring them on up. So again, so apart and down. Watching your back doesn't arch so much. Lift it up. This takes really good awareness of what your range of motion should be to protect your spine and yet challenge the abdominal wall. One more like that. And again, be sure when the leg comes back up that you're giving yourself a nice stretch in the hamstring and maybe the lower back. Now we reverse. So legs sit together, push them down, open, exhale, bring them up in parallel, and then close at the top. And again, reach out, draw that arc through the air, pull the legs apart, lift up, and close, and we do it again. And one final time. Then here, bicycle, one leg forward, the other leg in, slide the toe in, across the ground, reach the other leg out as far as possible. Challenge yourself to try something you're not sure you can do. worst that happens is the hand goes down to catch you. Or maybe you slide 3 inches down onto your mat. Over your focal point with your eyes nice and soft. As far away as possible. And then reverse and back pedal. Or sweep the air up with the top of the foot and the shin. And we'll bring both feet up. Good. And then bend your knees and lower your feet. And just roll how you want to roll on your back. Maybe adjust the position if you slid a little bit. Press into it. Maybe I'll make a little sound like thunder here as you go across it. Or you can practice that tuck arch again. Or if you want to get off of it, that's also fine too. That's going to happen soon anyway. And then we can lift up off the ball and then curl the spine down. And then stretch the legs out. See how your back feels. So that was a balance challenge as well as a core workout, right? So it's really great when we have the opportunity to combine those two things. So from here, let's do your conveyor belt. So you can grab the roller, fold the legs into tabletop. And then maybe use your hands at the back of your legs to come up into your upper curl, supporting the head with your hands. Pull the head up and the elbows down in. And we slide the roller forward and away, pretty much parallel to the ground. And then exhale and pull it back in. Keep hugging the ball with the inside of the feet, right at the arches and the inner knees. And you skate it away from you. Pause, exhale, and pull it back at that same slow pace. Do one a long sustained inhale. And then an equally long exhale. Belly deepening as you get the air out of your lungs. Keep pulling your head up and the chest forward. Press it away. Exhale, pull it back. Try not to fall back with your head on your shoulders. Work slow into the scapular area as you can. And then we'll rest down and take the roll across your mat under your neck. And your hands go outside on the edges of the roller. Open the feet a little, knock the knees in. And then slowly turn your head from side to side. Moving here, just massaging at your neck. You may have really been doing everything possible to help you stabilize your body, so it's nice to let that move now and also get a deep tissue massage. You change the angle of your eyes, the angle of your nose, either bringing them up higher or down lower to get a little different aspect of the neck and the tissue around the skull, massaging into the roller right now. And again, feel free to stop anywhere where you feel there's like a little point of pressure and do little circles and reverse them to let go of some of those tension points. Okay. And then we can take roll forward, roll up, and we're taking it across under our ankle. There's the Achilles. Sit here, and now lift it up with your spine. Try to sit as tall as possible on your sit-bone. And then look down, stretch your arms forward, reach for your toes, hold the waist back. So that's stretch in the back line of your body. And now we're going to do a roll up. Well, actually, roll down first, right? So we can lift the arms. You can keep your hands on your legs or along the floor. Push the feet away, push the roller away. As you curve back, and lay all the way back. Your body yawns open to the ceiling. You stretch from your fingers to your shoulders, to your tail, to your toes. And then we lift the arm weight into your shoulder blades, head, neck, chest. Big exhale, pull forward, dive over, pounce over your legs. Spine curves around the belly. The belly curves back into the spine. And then we're going to come up or stay low. You can choose. Your arms higher, make it more difficult to control your descent. Lower makes it a little easier. If you ever decide to need more help, weights in your hands. With the arms low would be easier. Weights in the hands with your arms high would be more difficult. Big exhale, pull up. Of course, this could also be done with bare bands around your feet. Dive over. And back again. Pull the tail forward. The pelvic floor narrows as we straighten out across the hips. The arms reach back, pull the body yawn open. And one more time to come up. With the head, neck, chest, big exhale, pick the lips up off the ground. Pounce over your legs, suck the waist back. C-curve spine. And then stack your spine all the way upright. That was lovely, good work. All right, so let's here go into like a figure four stretch. So you can leave one leg up. So I have my left leg on top, you can choose, and the right leg goes out to the side. You can elevate your hips if you want, like using a yoga block, or if you want to not use the roller, it would be a little easier if you're feeling that it's a little too compressive in your spine. So right here, we're just going to take the fist back by our hips, push down, lift the chest, with the collarbones broaden so the blades knit together and fall towards your tail. And then you exhale to come back to neutral. We're going to take your hands on your left leg, your extended leg, and then slide them forward. You'll be on a slight diagonal here. It's actually more comfortable like if the roller is right into the inverse curve of the Achilles tendon and not really on the calf. At least that was true for me, but you might try that. And then we push the roller away and start the slide coming up. Visit your side again, push down, palm rises, the blades fall behind you. Narrow the back, widen the chest, look up, and then release out. And over we go again. Stretch your wall. It dives down towards the inside of the knee. Hopefully feeling a little stretch around your sacrum in that low back area. And articulate up. Just here, push down, one more upper back extension. A seated swan, and then come forward, and we'll switch the legs. And here we go. So going over with so, stretch it out. If it feels like it's higher, which mine is on the side, you can always take your ball and like put it underneath the calf. And that'll give it some support while we go over and stretch. You do want to keep equal weight in the two sits bones. You don't want to tip towards the leg that doesn't want to go down. And then stack your spine coming up, hands at your side, press down, heart lifts, shoulders fall together behind you towards your tailbone, eyes up to the ceiling, and then out of it, and over and down. Articulate up. Hands here. Bend the elbows and try to pull them together. Maybe let your upper arms squeeze into the back of the rib cage. And then we come out, look down and round forward, head, neck, upper back, mid back, low back. Sit bones and tail are anchored into the surface of your mat. And then slide your spine up in a imaginary wall. Bring your hips back. And lift the chest one more time. And then release on out of it. Okay, now here, we'll cross the ankles and have the knees open here. Maybe lift up and have your sits bones grounded. Again, you can elevate your hips if you wish, but we're now just pulling the roller in right by your knees. Rest your hands into it. Again, give yourself a little upper back extension. Come back to neutral, look down, and then your head is going to lower and move forward, moving the head, the neck, and then the shoulders. And a loud movement of your spine to move your torso forward and down so that the roller rolls up your forearm towards your elbows, and you suck your waist back into your spine. And then we press lightly down into the roller, but stack the spine from the bottom to the top. And now the roller rolls back in towards your knees, and we lift the chest, a bit of extension. Back to neutral, look down. Feel the head drop, just stretch the neck, and the head pulls the neck forward, all the way over and down. Curve down here, the knees roll open. We're forward now, and then press into the arms coming upright. Chest rises here, the legs straight behind you. And one more time. Then we'll recross the ankles to the other direction. And then push down into the arms as your body lifts you up. And then take a moment here to switch the ankles. So cross your legs the other way. One way probably is going to feel more comfortable than the other, unless you do this a lot, which I have to say I haven't been. So here we are. And again, let's look down and come forward. Right forward here. Good for the back, good for the hips, as long as it feels fine for your knees. And you come on up, and we can add the upper back extension at the top of the movement. And then just dive it over and down again. Come all the way back on. Two more here. Let's exhale all the way forward and over. And then inhale all the way up. One more, exhale. Look down with the back of the skull, reach out over and down in the heart. And then press down to come up to sitting. Okay. Let's put this aside. Here we'll take the ball for our ab series. So, switch it forward, you need to, and then we're going to hold the ball right between the palms. Elbows are wide, and it's like a straight line from one elbow to another, right? So it'll be sort of at heart height, shoulders relaxed. And now go back into your upper curl. You pull one or both of these in as you go back. And then you just pull the right knee in and left leg forward, look under the ball at your abs, and inhale, switch your legs. And switch again. You want to be up pretty high as you can manage, so that you can have the most vertical neck possible. Another option, you can always put this ball like under your shoulders to give you that higher upper curl. Each leg shoots straight out of its socket, reach it across the room before you pull it in tight. And we'll end with the left leg in. Both these in. Now take the ball underneath your skull and your neck, and then just turn your head side to side. This is a great use for the ball, so that you really get some rotation in your neck. If you can lower to the ground if they haven't already. And here, extend the legs out, reach for the ball. We'll do a roll up. So hold the ball between the heel of your hands, fingers point to the ceiling. Let's lift the body, squeeze the ball, exhale, come up. And now we're going to go back into a double leg stretch variation where the ball's going to rest on your shins when you're in the tight position. So go back to your beautiful upper curls. Hold both knees in and reach your the knees in close and the ball further out towards your ankles. Keep lifting up with your head towards the sky. Now you lift the arms and the legs to the ceiling, maybe slightly apart. Exhale, hold the knees in and lower the ball down towards your ankles. So we reach up, open the shape like your body is a hammock, and then you close it. Think of this old-fashioned wicker picnic baskets, opening, both sides open so you can see what's inside, and then you close it all up. One more time. Open the shape and pull it in, and now roll forward and up again. Open your knees and hang your head down low. Stretch the ball forward. Let your shoulders come up by your ears to stretch out your legs. And then we stack the spine to come up. So here for scissors, we're going to roll back, take the right leg up in the air, and we're going to tap the ball with the leg twice and then switch legs. So we roll back again, keep pushing the heel of the hand into the ball, upright curl, with this pull in, right leg goes up, left leg goes forward, tap 1, 2, and switch. Try not to look up at the ball, but look down your midline. So it's a double beat. There'll be a little bit of a rebound when the leg hits the ball. The arms will bounce a little bit. But you're not trying to pull the ball to the leg. You're trying to lift the leg to the ball. When we're set. And then pull everything in. Again, take the ball underneath your neck. And lower your feet, this time knees in, feet wide, and turn your head side to side, massage your neck again. Hopefully your abs are also getting that workout, but they'll feel pretty good once you stretch out on the mat. All right, now for double leg lower lift, let's roll up. And we can place the ball between the arches of your feet, sort of sideways as if it's embedded in a wall, right? And squeeze in from both the feet and the upper inner thighs. So we can roll back, again, find your upper ab curl, pull the knees in, extend the legs up, and you get to support your head with your hands here. Hold the base of the skull up, look down into your navel, squeeze the ball from your thighs, and then your toes slide across the ceiling, just don't look at them. Reach out to feel your abs engage, and then exhale, lift your feet. So we want to do this slowly. It doesn't matter how big the movement is, you just be sure that you are careful and working in your appropriate range of motion, where you get the work in your core, but you don't overwork your back, right? It's going to vary for everybody, with every rep, for every single day. There's lots of factors here that could make you either more strong, more open, more organized, or less so. One last one. You just want the awareness to know what is safe for your body but challenging. Perfect. So bend the knees, take the ball in your hand, and we're coming up to do the twist. So let's twist to the right, the left leg extends out, the right leg pulled in. The ball is low by your right hip. Then we switch the legs and circle the ball over in an arc from one side to the other. Try to roll high up on the tip of your shoulder blade. Breathe through this. Keep looking down and in towards the mat. And curse the ball away from your shoulders so you come up into a little deeper flexion with this rotation. We're going to end to the left and come back in and rest. Let's just stretch the arms back, hold the ball, the legs forward. You feel that opening here in your lats. We've earned a couple of breaths. Okay, so we're going to grab the roller, flip over onto your stomach, and do swan with the roller now. So it's across your mat, your under stomach here, and we'll extend the arms forward so that the roller is halfway between your elbow and your wrist. Bring that up long. Let your head float off the ground, look slightly forward in the head. And now let's pull the shoulder blades down, propel the gaze and the chest forward, Press into the roller. As you lift your spine, the roller rolls towards you. And as you zip your belly, your waist, your ribs, your chest, and lower down, finally letting the gaze go down to the floor, the roller pushes away. And again, let's pull back, widen the collarbones, propel the chest forward. You're trying to lift the heart up the wall and let it be like the sun. We're just shedding light everywhere. And come down again. Feel the neck lengthen, front, back, and side when you're floating your head off the ground. And again, pull back with your lats. Pull forward with your eyes, with your heart. Look up. Really press with the arms. You're going to feel like lift here. And then again, like another roller is coming up from your tail, from your sacrum, up your back, lowering you down. So you're getting rolled to the floor 1 inch at a time. Let's do one more of these. You might feel a stretch here in your lats and your armpit. Coming up high. And then releasing down incrementally from the tail all the way back to where we started. Okay, now here, we're going to keep the head floating and you pull the blades back and forth. Don't move your spine, don't move your head, just move the roller with your shoulder blades. Right, so the collarbones widen as the blades pull back. And then the collarbones narrow as the blades pull forward. So you're pulling your shoulders first towards your earlobes and then towards your tail. Everyone feel that? So the head is suspended. If you look at one point, it doesn't change. And then you can take your hands off the roll, push off, and sit back in a child's pose. Round your back, curl the tail under. If this isn't right for your knees, don't do it, but lay on your back and pull your knees into your chest here. Now we're going to stack the spine coming up, and let's do the knee stretch, which really comes from the reformer work and the Pilates equipment. With this, you're going to be in quadruped and have the roller halfway down between your knee and your ankles. So, and there's really hard rollers. Yeah, you might want a slightly softer one. Yeah, that was for you, Karina. Yeah, I think so. Right. The medium ones too, which you guys all have, up to you, right? Because it really massages out the shin and there's not a lot of tissue there to soften. So the white rollers are a lot softer on the body. So anyway, so the quadruped position, toes off the ground, and then you kind of curl your tail down and your waist up. You're going to pull the roller forward, pulling your knees between your wrists, and then push it away. So you stabilize the arms, the shoulder girdle, and the upper back. And the legs go back and forth here. So it's really working. It looks like it's only about the shin, but it's a lot about that stabilization for the shoulder girdle, the strength it requires to keep pushing down, and go back and forth. And then as long as it's okay for your knees, we're going to come forward. And you're going to have the top of the foot on top of the roller. And then see if you can sit back onto your heels to get a bit of a stretch across the ankle and the top of the foot. So if it's too much, bring yourself a little further back, right? So it's more at the ankle. Then that would be easier. The further you go forward, so it's more like the balls of the feet and the toes on top, the more stretch you're going to feel there. And you can also take your hands back and then put some pressure down into your hands or into your fist, right? So you have a feeling of lift up. And maybe that's easier for the ankle and for the top of your foot. So this is good because so many of us, our feet never really go into this kind of extension. And right, they they tend to be flexed a lot. So it's a nice way to sort of open them a bit passively. Just be sure it feels okay for your body. All right, and then we can come off of that. And let's sit for a little side bending here. So we can do the knees and feet stacked, which would require a little bit more strength to come up like so. Or you can do the pinwheel legs with one heel back by your sits bone, the other foot forward along that inner thigh, like that. Or anywhere in between that kind of works for you, right? So whichever you choose, that's great. And we're just going to hold on to the shin on the side opposite from your roller. So the roller is going to be at your side here. And then you lift this arm up by the roller and side bend away from it. Use your arms to the shins to pull yourself over and get a big opening stretch here through your rib cage, through your waist, and you drop down to your sits bone. Come upright, and then the hand goes down onto the roller. You slide on out. Only go pretty much as far, just the elbow a little forward or a little further out than your armpit. And you lift your waist as you dive over here. So you're pushing down to get a feeling of scooping through the underneath side of your waistline. Press down into the roller as you pull up from the opposite side, and then we side bend away from the roller here. Maybe looking up at your fingertips so that you get to keep your head back in line more with your spine, arms open, and we go over again. And you can also find like a fresh spot on the roller. It's better for them if we like balance out the wear. Press in to come up. Same for us, right? So let's take it over. Stretch. Come upright. And let's do that one more time. Over we go. And here, lift the top arm, take it back behind you, and we're circling through the needle, coming around and under. Pull the arm forward, open the chest, look back, and then really move the shoulder blade here on your rib cage. Open again, extension, inhale into extension in Pilates, and exhale into flexion. And one more time, taking it up and back, arch the back first. Now come back to look straight ahead, dive back into your side bend over the roller, and then push down to come up, and we'll take it over like so. And then come up, and let's switch sides. The roller to the other side, the feet in the opposite direction. Okay. And then you can hold onto your shin, you can lift the arm up, and side bend over. Two sides might feel very different. You might have to have your legs in a different position. Good. And then come upright. Arms open. Oh, so is that the ball under there is helping? Okay, that's great. That's a smart adjustment. So take it over. Dive here. Try to lift your waist up. Try to keep your chest parallel to the wall in front of you. Push down, come upright, and side bend away from your roll. And over we go. Curve the body through the air. Press down through your arm, come up from your obliques, and over we go again. Really feel how you're pulling the ribs up and away from the hip bone, from the sits bone, and over. The arm goes a little bit in front of your sideline. Push down to come up, and over. And we'll take it over one more time. And now add the extension with that. go into a wrist extension, cup the palm, flex around and underneath you. And then take it up and back, open the chest, spin around your own axis, and exhale forward here. Up and back, reach behind you. Exhale forward. And one more time. Pull across the shoulder. And then between the blades. And last time to go up and back. Lift the arm, now side bend. Pull your waist up, your head down. And then press your arm to come up. Maybe one more side bend like that. Okay, good. So we'll put the roller aside. And let's grab your TheraBand. For some teaser work. So wrapping the band around the balls of the feet, toes up and free over that. Really check up into the band. We're going to pull the elbows wide and curl the tail up. Start to roll back until you are balanced on the, sort of the base of your sacrum and pick up your feet. Good. You can pull them in pretty close. You can take them away, but just try to pull your belly down and towards the floor as you pull your chest and shoulders a bit more forward and the elbows forward. Now we're going to push out with the legs as you curl the tail up. The main thing is to get the lower back down first, right? And then maybe think of reaching the legs out and away as a counterbalance. And then we lift the head and pull the legs and the chest towards each other. Now for most women, it's a good idea to have your toes at eye level. So as you lower the spine, looking at your toes, guys, the feet will be lower usually. The weight of the chest, less than the hips. And then you come all the way back in. If you want to go all the way down, the heels will touch when the tip of the blades touch the mat. That way you maintain your upper arm curl until the legs are grounded. And then you come out of your upper arm curl, and that's the safest thing for your back. And then we would nod the head forward, the upper arm curl, scoop the legs from underneath. You can fold the knees in if you want, or keep them straight as you can come up. That gives you a little support and a little stretch into the hamstring with straight legs, or you can pull them in to just find your balance point. And then let's do it again. So lift the tail first, look into your abs, curve back, round back, stretch it long towards the floor, heels down when the shoulder blades touch, then lay your head back, and then you nap forward. Elbows start to go wide as you pull the hands in. That moves the blades wide on your back, so it's easier to pull your ribs back into that space. Up like so. And then let's just lower the heels and put the strap aside. Very good, really nice. So here, let's do. I think we should do some more planks. So we can come on up to standing. Okay. So let it be. So anyway, so stand near the end of your mat, inch turn out, and we lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Take a little upper back extension, palms are forward and dive over. You're gonna bring your hands to the floor. And bend your knees as you need to get the palms all the way down. Then we're walking out with the hands. Both the feet stay back. You shift your shoulders over your wrist. Pull the body long. And then hike the tail up. And walk your hands back in towards your feet. Is everyone okay with that? You know, it might not be something you would do if your wrists didn't feel good for you. But in that case, you might just practice going onto your forearms. We're going to go out, and it's your choice to be either with straight arms, holding the plank, or go down onto your forearms. You can always also go to your knees so that you have less weight supported here through your lips. So let's go up, upper back extension. And then over again, we're gonna walk out into your full plank again, and then do whatever modification you want. All right, so the heels go back. You lower the hips, you pull the chest forward, your plank from the back of your skull to your shoulders, to your sacrum, to your heels. Push down a little bit with the arms to get a feeling of lift through your rib cage. That's the serratus muscle kind of cradling the ribs and holding them here elevated off the ground. Reach back with the heels, back with the tail, forward with the heart, and forward with the halo. One more breath. Legs squeeze tight, lift your tail in the air, and then walk your hips back. You're gonna get your heels down as soon as you can. Maybe end up walking up onto your fingertips. Hang your head low. Bend your knees a little bit. Press the floor down. Sink your tail. Arms dangle like a ragdoll. Looking down between your toes as you come up until it's time to bring your gaze across the floor, out to the horizon. Where you want to pause and take a deep breath in. And exhale it out. We're good for today. Beautiful job. Thank you so much.